I'm Kate Wells, chauffeur. The number to text with your questions for our show is 716-849-2220. So our top story today is the proposed Amazon project in the town of Niagara. Last week it was reported that Amazon would be building a 3 million square foot distribution center to the tune of $300 million on Lockport Road near the Niagara Falls Airport and Air Reserve Station. Additional details are pretty scarce, but the project could potentially create at least 1,000 jobs, according to Buffalo Business First. So the question has been raised: what will Amazon need to do to fill those jobs in the region's tight labor market? Joining us now is Katie Anderson from our partners over at Buffalo Business First. And Katie, we're glad you're with us. I'm going to jump right in here because we got a bunch of questions for you. But first of all, if Amazon is coming to the town of Niagara, they have a big challenge ahead of them to fill the reported 1,000 jobs that they'll need for that facility. Then you have census data saying that Niagara-County has seen a population decline for decades. So we know you've been talking with staffing experts in the area. Are there enough people? Is there a workforce here in Niagara County that Amazon can tap into?
Yes, so according to the staffing experts I've recently spoken with, there are enough workers to fill those jobs. However, we are still seeing a tight labor market, and Amazon may need to cast a wide net. It's going to come down to making those positions competitive. You have to have competitive pay, competitive benefits, and you have to maintain retention efforts like flexible hours. We have several staffing and recruiting agencies in our region who have been put to the test this past year as companies struggled to hire. Amazon may want to consider working with some of those agencies to fill these positions.
And when you talk about those positions, what type of jobs are we talking about? Do we know any estimated average salaries, positions? And what do we know about the jobs that they're going to need filled?
Well, we are in the preliminary stages of a proposed project, and since I don't represent Amazon in any way, I can't really speak to the specifics there. I do know that 1,000 jobs is a big number, and I would imagine there's probably room for a variety of positions and salaries.
And whenever there are big projects like this trying to get off the ground, the topic of accessibility comes into question. What about things like public transportation in the area of this proposed project? Is that available? Will Amazon need to get creative in order for their workers to get to their facility?
So even if there is adequate public transportation, again, it really comes down to making these jobs appealing to candidates. People don't want to pay to get to work, especially with so many remote options now available in the job market. If Amazon is to stay competitive, they need to think about what that commute looks like for their employees. They may want to incentivize that commute by providing a stipend for public transportation, paying for gas mileage, or investing in the region's transportation infrastructure.
And finally, Katie, Amazon has fended off these warehouses from unionizing across the country, but we know there's a renewed union spirit in Western New York, particularly with the Starbucks union being successful here in the Buffalo area. Do you see a scenario where maybe right out of the gate there could be a union effort at the proposed Amazon facility?
Do I see that happening out of the gate? No. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. We have seen the labor market change so drastically in the last 2 years. Employees are demanding more from their employers than they ever have before, and employers need to be in tune with that, recognizing their employees' needs and trying to meet them whenever possible. That said, I think Amazon would be fortunate to have a Western New York workforce. This region has a rich history of being hard workers with a proven dedication for the things they're passionate about.
Certainly more to come here. We've been talking with Katie Anderson with Buffalo Business First. Katie, thanks again for being here on the town hall tonight.
Sure thing. Thank you for having me.